Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to FTRL Season 9 Division 1. We are in the Marina Bay circuit here in Singapore. Tonight I'm joined by two good friends, Pagani and Michael. How are you guys?
Elite. But can I just say one thing? There's a marshal stood in green who was actually wearing a beanie.
Yeah, as you can see on the right hand side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought I'd point that out. Yes, we're live in Singapore. Well, I'm not. I'm currently sat in a house in Durham, but...
And the safety car's glitching out.
Oh god.
Oh my god. That is a safety hazard. But everyone's piling out, so I feel like it could rain.
I do hope it doesn't rain for the race. It's a very long race as it is.
It would make it interesting. An
It'd
interesting
also
track with some interesting weather.
be the longest Grand Prix in history.
Well, I think Canada 2011 is going to beat that.
I have done a race in another league where this track has actually gone to the time limit. It was a full distance race, it rained, and we didn't actually do enough laps.
Oh my god.
So yeah, that was fun.
Right, so what are our opinions on this track? Is it a fun track? Is it, you know...
It's a stupid track, it shouldn't be on the calendar.
Does it trigger you?
Well.
My tyre temperature after 4 laps is like 115 on the front right, so I can't turn left. Which on an anti-clockwise circuit is... Yeah, it doesn't work. But...
Well, it's one of my favourite tracks on the calendar. It's quite interesting with all the... It's a street track, so you can't make any errors, but it's got some tight sections in with some low-speed corners, so it makes it a bit tricky, and so that's probably one of the reasons why it's my favourite tracks. Apart from the issue that is the excessive tyre wear.
Yeah, I think I've overheated a Hypersoft in 1 lap round here before, so... I mean, there's something not right somewhere.
I got inside info last night from a drunken Raver's Revenge. He stated that he believes he has a God setup, and I quote, that God setup. He stated that he has minimal wear on his tyres.
He has minimal wear, but that is because he's so slow that he can't heat tyres up in the first place. So, I mean, it's 6 and 2 3s. You can have speed or you can have tyre wear. I mean, you can't.
Well, from the standings, we can see that it is actually quite true that Ravers doesn't go quick enough to actually heat the tyres up because he's not scored too many points.
Oh,
We
Tim
have
12.
12 retired already.
Where is that?
Is that
We've
contact with the barrier, or...?
That is, he's flipped. He's...
Oh, yeah, he's upside down.
There we go.
What used to be the Singapore sling.
It definitely looks like it still exists. As he's
How has
upside
he
down.
managed to do that?
Jesper is in a wall at the exit of the next corner. So I'm wondering if there's been some sort of collision there.
And he's just drove into the wall again.
I was going to say, on my screen, Jesper was sort of stuck in the wall for a bit. I don't know if that's a lag. He did seem to have a little bit of an issue with connection.
He's got no front wing.
Yeah,
he's also trying to retire. And he's now retired.
But it finally worked for him.
Right, Zach was
Does he have
just...
a qualifying ban of anything, or...?
Not that I'm aware of.
So we've got a couple of drivers, taking the soft tyre so far. So that's a bit of an interesting call. They've taken the hardest compound.
I mean, it tends to be what I do in qualifying. Just to get my eye in, I'll take the hardest tyre, do a quick lap, get my eye in, and then pull on like the medium compound, and then pull on the softest compound right at the end. Just to... Jesper has left the session.
Personally, I usually prefer to take the softest compound, get a feel for the track, hit the brakes before I get to the line, so I don't end up setting too fast a lap to beat it on the medium tyres when I actually set my proper lap. Just so I get a feel where the grip is.
Yeah. A little bit of housekeeping for tonight. Tico unfortunately can't be with us tonight. He's had exams all day, and so that means that Zach has the possibility to pull away in the championship tonight. However, Zach has had very little to no practice for tonight, but he does have natural pace, so you still expect him to get in the points. But Tico might look back on this race that he can't do and think that could be where the championship's going to be lost.
Yeah, I was going to bring this up actually. Zach is 7 points ahead before the start of this race. So
he's been Mr. Consistent this season.
Let's say, yeah, apart from last week in Italy. But if he wins, that's 32 points ahead of Tico.
Yeah.
But Plexit's only 4 points behind Tico.
Though I've just seen the balls in the emergent the pit lane from I don't know where. That was good to see.
Both Plexits and Dutch are 4 points behind Tico.
I believe that same thing happened to us a couple of seasons ago, Pagani, where we both merged in the pit lane.
I wouldn't be surprised. With me and track, anything can happen.
It's quite common to happen around Singapore somehow. So we've got Ravers coming back into the pitch.
Interesting note, I don't know if anyone knows, but Plexit is still getting used to his, I think got a new Fanatec wheel from a Thrustmaster I think he had. So he's still trying to get used to that upgrade. It worked out well for him last week, but new track, tight tracks at street circuit, will he get used to it? I don't know.
I think it might, in a way, might help him. If I'm not incorrect, is this track quicker for people who use the wheel other than the controller?
I don't know if it's quicker, but tyre temps and wear is a little bit less, I do believe.
So it's going to have quite an advantage over some drivers who are using the controller, because this track is notoriously terrible for tyre wear.
And its physics is brand new on a wheel. Like, he tried to race it last week and had some unfortunate circumstances where he retired on lap 1. So he'll be hoping to actually get finished this week on his wheel. So
that would definitely be something for him to try and aim towards. It won't be easy, obviously, with the track it is, and the third sector with the chicane going onto the bridge, that is very difficult to time your turning, because you can easily get it very wrong and end up in the barrier. So it's going to be a bit of a tricky part of the lap for him to get right. So it'll be interesting to see how he does.
Zach just coming across the line now. Go pole by 4/10.
Straight out on the Hypersoft. I mean, obviously the front 7 are also on the Hypers, but oh no, Crab's just gone on the Halters.
Remco is, I believe he's on a hot lap. So I'll stay on board with him, and I'll see what he's managed, what he can do. Because he very nearly spins it in this game.
What do we go on, Pagani.
I was just going to say, there were a few boys in chat. Like, as usual, we've got Dunzo, we've got Goy saying #Panda's Revenge, so he's obviously supporting FTRL Panda and Raven's Revenge. We've got Lee from Duty Sport chat in here, so it's nice to see him supporting his teammate in there, so he's supporting Panda. Peatman saying that Ravers never sobers up, so I mean, he might be in trouble if that's the case. We've got Tell, or FTRL Hammer Time, saying a Brummy, a Scouser and a Geordie in the comms box. What could go wrong? I mean...
absolutely nothing could go wrong.
And City Porsche and #Team Renault. So.
Ravers is on intermediates. It says on the...
He is indeed, he's fitted.
Yeah. It's Ravers being Ravers.
If Ravers has fitted that tyre in the pit lane, I don't know.
there'll be no point in them fitting it because they've already done that.
You got Simon being a cheeky bugger saying, does his stream come with subtitles? I mean, does Game of Thrones comes with spoilers? I mean, I won't say anything, but...
Spoiler.
What do we make of Matt Cause this season, coming up from Division 2 and then, you know, making that jump up to Division 1? Do we reckon he's handled it quite well? Has he crumbled? His best finish this season has been 8th place, and that was in Azerbaijan. Other than that, he's finished 15th and 13th. Other results he hasn't finished.
That's disappointing from a bit. So, by the looks of it, unfortunately, we don't want to seem like we're always completely going on at Macos. But we are kind of going on at Macos. He struggled last season to get in, and he just about managed to get in. So, I think it's hard to comment on it because unfortunately he has crashed in a couple, but at Azerbaijan it's not an easy track, and to get in the points there when people are probably having incidents, he's done a fairly good job there. But I think if we give him a bit more time to see what he can do over the next half of the season, we'll probably be able to see how he's handling with it, just for being able to go the full season and see what he can do around these guys, because they don't mess about.
Whilst we was talking about Matt Cause, Dutch Tricks went pole by 2 tenths. He seems quite happy with that lap, and Remco went above Zach by 98 thousandths of a second. Pagani, what's your opinion on Matt Cause? There was a bit of laughter at one of his retirements in a previous race.
In Canada, he managed to crash into the pit lane entry wall again, which he has previous. He's done it in France and bottle promotion the first season, he was in Div 2, and goes and does it again. But no, I think Matt Cause, I think the first half of the calendar isn't his best. So I think we want to see the best of Matt Cause towards the end of this season, when everyone else has sort of given up on the game, like it's been out, the new one's coming out. I think Matt Cause will just get his head down, put the practice in, get it done. As long as he doesn't crash into any more pit lane entry walls.
But at that point, when it comes towards the end of the season, everybody's starting to give up, and he's really starting to bring his A game. It might be a bit too late for him. So that's also one worrying bit. That's one worrying part of whether he can nail it down at the start and then carry it through the season, which is what he needs to try and work on a bit.
Yeah, do you think if he gets one good result, that'll just stabilise him? Yeah, it'll boost his confidence. Do you reckon he'll run a string of good results, or...?
I think it's possible. From experience, where I managed to somehow get P4 at Hungary, then I followed up with a crash, then 2 podiums. So it's definitely possible. A good result usually can tend to give it a good bit of momentum. So it could definitely help. We're just gonna have to do a lot of work for it because these guys are really quick.
Yes, definitely the deep end of FTRL.
I don't like saying it, but I think Matt Cause a proper pace will put him fighting for about 7th or 8th every race once he gets his eye back in, gets settled. I don't think he quite has enough to push like the Dutch, the Zach, the CJs. I don't think he's quite at that level just yet. But I mean, new game comes out, everything can change. I mean, there's rumours that the breaker model is very different. So, I mean, that's a bit of insider knowledge just for anybody watching. I do have some contacts.
Pagani's got contacts. Yeah. If that is true, and that the braking system is a lot different, with the drivers that run without ABS like myself, that means obviously with it being different, it could mean that if you lock up, you really get punished more for it. So that'll definitely be interesting to see how that balances out the grids between the ones who use ABS and the ones who don't use ABS.
It will indeed. I mean, I've I've dabbled with no ABS for the last couple of weeks. I'm trying to look at running no ABS for the next game, so he's hoping you don't make it too difficult.
How are you feeling with it? How are you feeling with ABS?
I think no ABS is a lot easier if you run no traction at the same time. I don't know what it is. Like, if I turn one off, I struggle, but if I turn both of them off, I can sort of get around the track. So
I think I turned ABS off while I was running full traction, then I slowly brought the traction off, so it's a bit of a different one for me because I don't quite know. I had been using traction control for a couple of years before I thought to turn the... I'd been running without ABS for a year or so before I decided, you know what, I'm going to go without traction, so it's interesting that you say that, so it's something I'm not too sure about.
Well, in the meantime, Zach has come through and gone exactly 1,000th of a second slower than Remco.
Oof, yes.
However,
Sorry to interrupt. I saw Zach in a eye contrast video the other week. Do you know who eye contrast is?
Yeah, he's Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, he's the one who always does those videos getting taken out. So that was a little shock moment for me, which I only saw it yesterday.
To be fair, I mean, I'm surprised I'm not in any of them the way I take people out, but hey, I mean, that's all for lobbies, it's not league racing.
Yeah, we all saw it at Canada before we rerun.
So we are in our last minute and a half of qualifying, so drivers will be getting in their outlap sorted. There's only a couple of drivers still in the pits, one being Kat, who's now retired, and the only one is Zach in the pits at the moment.
I think this time of the race is, race and qualifying together is probably the most tense and the most pressure you're going to have for the entire thing. You have to nail that one lap. I mean, I can't do it. I mean, I've qualified 14th and 13th for my last two races.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about my last qualifying session even.
Was it 17th, Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Out of 17 drivers on track, yeah. So, but I finished 9th, so it was fine.
I mean, I finished 3rd, but hey,
I qualified 11th for retired.
Because can't be choosers. Right, so Tomo's retired. Whether or not he was happy with his lap is a different question. CJ's coming into the pits.
lap.
Dutch is on his as well. They're quite close together.
Backed out of his lap.
Matt Coles hasn't set a
Cress
time.
has just started his.
Remco's still gunning for it.
Chicken Guy.
So
again, Chicken Guy and Cress together. They're always so close to each other in qualifying. Right, Panda's not going to improve, so Hoy still qualifies P10.
There's a lot of cars separated by 1,000 from the grid. Got Remco and Zach.
Quite interested in Remco. He's just coming up to the Singapore sling and he's really gunning for it. He nearly put it in the barrier a moment ago. So I think he's backed out.
Yeah, I think he's been validated.
Yeah.
Ox is just coming to the climax of his lap. Always hit the wall.
Through that little tunnel section in the last sector.
See what he can do.
And go up to 5th.
34.4. That's about 5/10 off pole.
Dutch is at the last corner.
That bit of contact with the wall is really going to have cost him some time there.
Doesn't improve. Remco is in no ERS. 7th.
7th. So what, you got Chicken Guy and Cress? And Brand?
See what Cress can do.
Oh, Brand's in the wall. Right.
Cress hasn't improved. And he just rear-ends the back of a Toro Rosso.
Chicken Guy improved by 2/10, but I believe he stayed 9th.
Yeah, it's not enough to get a position, unfortunately.
Hammer 44 in the chat.
Do you want to go through the list? Or?
Just going to ask someone else whilst we're going through the formation lap.
Yeah, and do it in formation, that was fine.
So we've got the
Interesting
top
tyre strategy.
three. We've got the top three separated by less than a tenth and a half. So it's going to be pretty close between the race, I think. Especially with Brandon, a very, very interesting strategy is booted on a set of the soft tyres. So he's definitely going to be trying to run long into the race and try and get on a fresh set of tyres while everybody is on a set of wearing tyres, which will be starting to overheat. So it could definitely be interesting to see how he fires back at the end of the race. So I think he'll be a good person to possibly keep an eye on.
Safety cars, breakdancing again.
Mr.
Yes,
Lord
it is.
Carp has said turn 1 is going to be nasty.
Well, the first three corners are going to be nasty, really. They're quite tight, and it is quick direction changes in a short period of time. So everyone's going to have to be on the game, and if they go for a move, they've really got to make sure they don't hit the other driver. Otherwise, it could affect the rest of well, a big portion of the grid if it's in the midfield or at the front.
Yeah, I
Would.
mean, we've seen that in real life.
It's one of those
2017.
Would anyone like
It's
to go through the grid on the formation lap?
Oh, I don't mind.
Give the honours to Pagani.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Do you wanna?
How hard can it be? Ugh. So on pole you got back to back Dutch tricks. Obviously likes his circuit. He's been a bit wishy-washy this season. A couple of DNFs. We want to put that right tonight. We got Remco. I don't think he'll mind me saying, but not as good as he was last season, but he doesn't have a ton of practice this season. P2, very good on tyres. So you think he's going to be challenging for the win tonight. You got Zach. I think he's had 3 crashes in his last 3 first laps. So he'll be wanting to change it tonight, get a good clean start. You got CJ. I mean, both Ferraris on the podium last week. Can they do it again tonight? You have to find out. Ox, bit of a rejuvenation of form. Back to the one that was challenging for the title and winning the title a few seasons ago. You've got Tomo. He's not going to be too happy behind CJ again. He's always behind CJ. He was behind CJ all last season. But I think he can do a bit more in the race, so didn't necessarily move up. Got Plexus, probably the lead driver at McLaren. Don't think he'll be happy in 7th, but he's on the ultra soft. So it'll be interesting to see how he comes out against everyone else on the hypers. We've got Cress and Chicken Guy, who are always very close together on track. Usually work very well together. They're very good friends. So Chicken Guy getting very vigorous with his tyre warming. You got Panda on...
as well.
Yeah. You've got Panda starting on the ultra soft as well in 10th place. So he's looking to go a bit longer than everyone else in the first stint. Got Physics, Newton's Wheel, starting 11th on ultras. You've got Cat, who usually gets very good starts. So 12th place, can he get in the top 10 off the start line? Maybe. Ravers is the first driver starting on the soft tyre. Obviously looking to go very long with his God setup, so let's see what happens with that. Looking to just keep his front wing, I think. He's had trouble with that the last couple of races. Got Bran, he's won a race this season, but starting 14th, not his best session. Co-Andy usually brings something to the table in the race, not usually known as a qualifier, so starting 15th, we're looking to move forward on the ultra soft tyre. Matt Cause didn't set a time. Tim 12 was upside down in qualifying, and Jesper left the session in qualifying.
Don't believe he's come back either.
No, it's not letting us spectate him, no. I think he's gone for the full session now.
So we have 5 lights in Singapore. And away we go. Dutch Tricks gets an alright start. Remco challenging him. And he's got the inside line. Dutch is coming back in around the outside. Remco takes the lead.
Remco not leaving Dutch too much room, telling them to get off the road while he comes through into turn 2, so that was an interesting way to get past the driver.
A little bit come back further back.
Force India of Cat trying to make a move on Crest down into turn 5. He goes for the switchback. He can't quite, just tucking him behind, but he's making a lunge up into the hairpin. just about squeezes through, but Crest keeps the position. He's being attacked by Physics.
There's a little bit of contact between Cat and Panda once again. These two seem to be locked together for the last couple of races. I don't think Panda got damage from it though, so touch wood, he's still going strong.
We are Ravers, a poor start. He dropped down into P17. He had to jump out the way of another car as they come through, just due to him getting a bad start.
Chicken guy and Plexits getting very racy. Couple of attempts now.
I don't think Dutch will be worrying too much just yet. He knows Remco's good in his tyres, so if he follows Remco, he'll be good to go and pounce later on. He's very smart, is Dutch, with the way he races.
It's part of the reason why he's a two-time champion, getting both titles back to back.
CJ had a lot of understeer in that last corner. I don't think he took damage, but that car did not want to turn in.
Well, Coandy in the pits. Front wing, I believe.
Well, it looks like CJ's doesn't look like he's got any damage to his front wing. So possibly might be running a lower downforce settle.
Ox gonna try it around the outside of CJ. Under brakes. It's a very good move from Ox, who moves up to 4th.
This is gonna put him. This is gonna put CJ in danger of being overtaken by Tomo, and we know they are both close in relationship. So this is going to be an interesting battle between the two.
The top three.
I think if
No, go on, Pagani.
I was just going to say, I think if Tomo gets past CJ fairly easily, like Ox just managed, then we'll understand if CJ has damage or not. I think Koan needs to retire the car. I think he wants to go play some more snooker.
After being in pit lane.
Yeah, so the top three have basically run away from Ox and the rest.
But Ox has had to fight a little bit to get past CJ, so we'll see if he can manage to bridge that gap a bit.
Yeah, CJ's already dropped a second to Ox.
So he could possibly have a bit of wing damage. I think he might. I don't know, it's quite difficult to tell with the way that the Ferrari's front wing is closed. You can't exactly tell whether there is damage or not, so...
He's run wide at the last corner again. There's something definitely not happy with that Ferrari, I believe.
Yeah, he's got to have a bit of damage.
The whole grid separated by 13 seconds.
Oh, Physics is lagged out again.
Yeah, unfortunate.
It's the second race in a row.
Tomo.
CJ's looking to struggle in the corners while Tomo's just
DRS on CJ.
About to attack him. Yep.
Round the outside again.
Dutch has snuck past Remco for the lead.
And again, round the outside on CJ.
CJ's got to have damage.
A double Toro Rosso Ferrari fight currently. Dutch snuck it down the inside at the end of the DRS straight.
Brandon, very aggressive move past CJ. A huge lunge down into the hairpin. Sorry to cut you off, but he almost put Tim in the wall, so that was very close. An aggressive way to take a position off somebody.
Yeah, Tomo's already got a second on CJ, so there's normally nothing separating CJ and Tomo's pulled a second in a lap. That Ferrari is not comfortable.
Zach is all over the back of Remco at the moment.
Looks like he's trying to cause a new trolley train. He's got about 5 cars behind him, so it is look like he's going to struggle. I think he'll ride the stint out, and I don't think he'll be right for him. It's a difficult one with him because he can either take the blow now, come into the pits, get the new wing, and come on and set the
Remco and Zach both pit.
It's pitting.
Yeah.
We've got CJ pitting.
I went on board with
Dutch needs
Remco.
a good out in lap here.
I think Remco had overheated those front tyres. He was struggling to turn in a lot of understeer through that last sector.
And CJ's glitched out. It's not letting him drive into the pit box.
I believe that might be a spectator glitch. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's a spectator glitch.
Yeah, but the fact that CJ's dropped so far, I think he has had a wing change.
Yeah, he's definitely had a change of wing.
you got both Saubers right behind each other. Like one's behind the other, obviously they can't both be behind each other, but my car's looking nice in the back of Tim.
Dutch tricks. Is anybody else pit behind Dutch? In front of Dutch, sorry. Remco pitted. Yes, he's on.
Everyone was behind him, but yeah, Remco and Zach were the 2 cars behind him.
I thought these ought to start to be able to drag out a bit longer, but quite clearly you see that they can't.
Oh, Rivers has spun at the bridge and lost front wing. The bad news for Rivers is he's on the soft tyre, so he's going to have to make this into a 2-stop race now.
Was it on entry to the bridge or in the middle of the bridge? Oh, okay. So he's probably, just trying to get the foot down a little early, bit too eager, and the back end's just snapped from him. So
Dutch pits, Ox stays out. Tomo pits.
Tomo's in a swap. Yeah. Chicken guy going for a 5th lap on his hypers.
He's trying to bring out every bit of performance.
Dutch has been held in the pit lane to allow Tomo to get to his box.
Remco just coming round. See where he ends up. Dutch just comes out.
Dutch is behind both of them, but I think Dutch is on a 2-stop. He's on the ultra soft tyre.
There's no way he's going to be able to take them long enough.
I was going to say Remco and Zach are on the soft. Simon aka Blue Flag reckons Remco did this last time we were here, hyper to a soft tyre and finish in P3.
I think Ox might have taken these tyres a lap too far. Plex is all over the back of him.
Oh, Plexus has made the move. He can't afford to be stuck down for too long if those tyres are gone.
I'll say Ox is going to be getting attacked by the Renault of Chicken guy around the outside. Just manages to defend it.
Chicken guy is someone who's always good on their tyres.
I believe the Bananas might be in trouble. Both of them are still out on these hypersofts, and they're either going to double
one
stack,
of them have got a pit.
or one of them's going to have to go for another lap.
I couldn't see them double stacking. You'll lose more time than doing an extra lap.
Oh, Ox grazes the wall. He's going to pit. Chicken guy pits. Crest stays out.
Yeah, he nabs himself a penalty coming in the pit, sorry.
Promotes Cat and Panda up to 3rd and 4th on their ultra soft tyres. But Brian is right behind Panda on these soft tyres.
A 10th now separates Dutch and Zach. There we go, it's a great run round the last corner. Sorry to cut you off, DRS. Dutch, very good move. Easy for him.
So I think Remco will be the next driver for him to lock onto to try and get past as soon as possible. He's got the grip, so it's going to be interesting how the strategy works out for him. Because he's going to have to make another pit stop, that's obvious. We'll have to see how much he can pull out from these guys and how much he's going to drop back in the pits, and then it's going to be more of a battle for him during the end of the race to get back up to them, where they're really going to be pushing hard to defend us, but as hard as they possibly can, because that's that part of the race where you have to defend, because if you lose the position, the chances are you're not going to get it back. And it is the end of the race, so you don't have as much time.
Track position around here is vital, as there is very few actual overtaking opportunities. However, Oxox is the only other person to go onto the ultras from the hypers, so Oxox is going for the 2-stop as well.
Dutch ran the outside.
Going for the switchback.
You can't make a move there.
Tucks him behind.
Presses
finally pit.
Yeah. As has Panda, and Panda was on the ultras.
See what Crest does.
See how Dutch goes around this final corner.
Yeah, Crest has gone for the 1-stop, he's on a soft tyre.
DRS for Dutch. It's going to be 2 in 2 laps. Yes, it is. See
But
how
now Dutch has to pull out a pit stop on Remco. Pull those
Remco getting
tyres down.
sideways out of turn 3.
Brandon just gone up inside a car.
Oh,
in
it's
the
a
DRS straight.
big
Tim-
dive from Tim.
Yeah, I was on board with Catamis for that, and that didn't look nice at all. I've seen it a few times from Tim this season. If there's a gap, he will go for it, but he's turned in too early for this, what used to be the Singapore swing.
Oh. There's an what's happened there?
Tim's
It's
in
been
the
an
wall,
incident
yeah.
to Tim in the barrier. Was that down to him losing the back a bit? He's left.
Well,
He's
Cat was
not
on his
happy
left, and there was some slight contact, but like if Tim had braked, he would have got round onto the bridge. And then I don't like seeing people leave because we just got some wing damage. I mean, that's like,
frustrating, definitely.
no need for it.
It might have been a bit of, oh, if you're aggressive, I'm going to be aggressive as well. Nonetheless, race
I
goes
would say
on.
it might be cheating. With this game, anything's possible.
Yeah. Right, Matt
But
Cause,
it's loud, Matt Cause. Yeah, go on.
DRS. Don't think he's got straight line speed.
Ox and
Catch
Tim,
up.
it looks like Tim is... Oh, that's just Tim, he's left, hasn't he?
Yeah.
My short memory span, not surprising since I'm Scouse.
Right, Dutch has
What we've got-
pulled 1.8 in one lap. So if you kept going at this rate,
Macos is attacking Cat.
down the
Down at
inside.
turn 5. There's just a bit of
Ooh.
contact and that's Cat off the side of the road. Macos is going to have to go a long way around into the hairpin and can't manage
Bit
to keep the
aggressive from the
position.
two.
I
Bit
mean,
like
they're
that
both racing.
situation with Tim.
Yeah,
push
they're
me, I
both
push
racing
you.
like I do. I race you as you race me. You race me clean, I'll race you clean, but if you push, I'll push back. But yeah, Zach
I
is
think I
back
might want
on.
to note that.
Zach is back onto the back of Remco. I mean, Zach actually looks a little bit quicker than Remco currently, but Remco is very good coming out the corners.
I think Chicken Guy pitted a lap or so earlier than Cress, and Cress has still managed to come out in front of him
Yeah,
because
Chris
Chicken Guy is on the back of him.
managed to make the overcut work, which is something you don't usually see in this game. So.
But as you can see, they are very close to each other. DRS is definitely going to be a factor in this, so I don't think Cress is going to be able to hold on for too much longer.
Well, Cat's in pit lane on his ultras. Ultras aren't going as far as what I was anticipating. I was expecting lap 9 the earliest. But...
Right, so 3.5 seconds now between Dutch and Remco. Gap is extending as we go on.
Ox got a 3-second penalty, and so is Remco.
So the gap is extending, but Dutch will be catching Matt Cause before long. Unless we're seeing Matt Cause is feeling fairly racy currently. So.
Alright, we'll go to...
I think Plexit has definitely taken this out of Autosoft longer than everybody else. He is on his 8th lap now. So I'm not too sure if he's going to pit in this lap or possibly take it out to next lap. Like you said, Pagani, you thought these tyres would go to 9 laps. So it looks like Plexit is trying to prove that point as he drifts through
Yeah,
onto the
I
small
think he'll be
street.
coming at the pit lane because he did qualify on this set of tyres as well. So if everybody else is struggling to go this far, you'd expect him to be in before long.
And he's not pulling away. Yeah, he's coming into the pits. And Brandon weren't closing in as much as I thought he would on that soft tyre.
Yeah, the soft tyre is very durable, but it doesn't appear to have
Off the
much
pace.
pace currently.
Would at least thought that the drop off on the Autosoft to be able to bring the soft tyre into play. As
Yeah.
we see, not really.
I was going to say, with that amount of drop off not occurring, it might bring Dutch back into this on his 2-stop. if it does, I know what strategy I'm using tomorrow for the Div 2 race.
I'll be quite honest, I haven't done a lap of Singapore in months, as Tomo uses up as much track as he can coming into turn 4, has borderline left the track to swing in. So he's definitely pushing right now to get ahead of Plexits. Just trying to increase that gap.
So Remco and Zach maintaining a half a second gap between each other, and just creeping in the background there is an Ox on ultra soft tyres, so he's going for a 2-stop as well. See if he's able to push through the two drivers on softs.
The two cars on the Ultra are making big inroads currently. This soft...
Sorry, Paul, carry on.
I was going to say, this soft tyre does not appear to have much pace in it whatsoever currently.
So we've got Dutch Tricks, he's really closing in on the back of Matt Coors.
6 seconds now to
go.
go.
Time before he gets through.
I mean, what, it's been 4 laps, and like you said, Dan, it's 6 seconds to Remco now. So...
fastest lap from Dutch as well.
Are we going to see the fastest lap point given in Div 1? We've got a ghost car battle, 15th and 16th within Team 12 and physics.
I was going to make a very bad pun, but I am going to leave it for now.
Right, Matt Coors can openly fight him for position, but
yeah, Dutch is getting very close to him now.
Is there any points?
Yeah, I don't know if anything's happened, but Dutch is weaving in a straight line. I don't know if that just shows he wants to get past, or there's been some slight close together racing, I'm not sure.
Maybe he just doesn't want any dirt, yeah.
I can't find any reason for Matt to defend as
Oh!
Yeah.
Very quick reactions from Dutch there.
There was a bit of carbon fibre that to come off on that, I'm sure I saw a bit.
I mean, very similar thing happened to me in Italy in the Div 2 race. I was behind Nexus Cats and he lifted out of Ascari, and yeah, I needed new trousers afterwards, let's put it that way.
A similar thing happened as well at Russia, with what just happened with Dutch and Matt, where they both went to go in the same position at the same time. I nearly kind of moved over to the right, and then I moved over to the right and had to jump back to the left last second, so it was very close for wing damage. But see, I don't think it might have caused Dutch wing damage. It did look like some carbon fibre went off, but I can't see much difference in the way he's on.
I mean, he's already got a second on Brad in front of him.
So it definitely mustn't be. One of those scary moments. Panda gets a 3-second time penalty.
I said Plexus came out in 8th place after his pit stop, and he's in the DRS range on Tomo. And Panda's in the DRS from CJ, but he has picked up 2 penalties so far, which isn't the best for Panda.
It's nearly 9 seconds. The gap between Dutch and Remco.
What's going to be the interesting point now is when do Bran and Matt Coors come at the pit lane?
I don't think it'll be any time soon. I think they will probably stretch it till if the tyres aren't dropping off as much, and obviously the tyre temperatures aren't going to be bad on the ultra soft, the soft tyre, because it is the hardest compound. I don't believe they'll be overheating as much, so I think possibly it's a possibility that they could take it to around 20 laps, maybe push the ultra soft as far as they can. Like I said, the lads on the ultra softs were pitting in earlier than you thought, but they did do some qualifying laps on them, so I do think they are just going to go for the one stop at around lap 20, try and ring out as much of the soft tyre as they can and use the ultra soft to their advantage. Because Dutch Tricks, he's 8 laps on his ultras right now, he doesn't show any sign of letting up.
Well, Plexus managed 8 to 9 laps on ones at qualifying on, so you'd expect fresh ones to go 10, maybe 11 laps.
You could definitely do 11 laps, I think. I think they can do it.
Dutch has been pushing very hard on this set of tyres. I mean... Hold on.
There's a little bit of a train between Ox, Tomo and Plexit for P6. So Ox has kind of stopped pushing for Zach. He's opting to defend a bit as well. Massive crash!
Hit the bridge.
Don't tell me they tried to go side by side.
Wow.
Ox into the barrier again. Did they try and go side by side as Ox nades out into the back of Panda through the hairpin?
A bit of a dangerous redrawing. But...
Just about got that.
Cut off you tonight.
Oh, Dutch was very wide at the last corner and the gap to Brand has stayed more or less the same. I think these ultras are starting to run out.
Especially with the way he's pushing on them.
If that's the case, Dutch might be forced to go to the soft tyre. I don't think he's taking the ultras, what, 17 laps? No, can't count.
No, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, it was 17 laps we ran.
Oh, I can count. Woo!
He's quite low on battery as well.
He's almost in DRS range of Brandon.
But he's about 10 seconds ahead of Remco.
Dutch is 10 seconds ahead of Remco, you said, yeah?
Yeah, about that.
That's interesting.
I'm just going on board with Brand through that middle sector, and those tyres do not look happy. He's done 13 laps on them, and he's still going to have to do another 5, 6 if he wants to put the ultras on, even. I mean,
He's going to have to do 7.
He wants to put the hypers on, like.
If we're going off what it's looking like from Dutch, you say he's on the ultras and his tyres going to be dying within a lap or so. If not, probably now.
Remco's gone wide, Zach's trying to go around his outside.
And Zach gets through on the outside, it's very tight between the two, onto the bridge. A good clean bit of driving from the two.
I mean, in theory, that could be a race winning overtake.
Possibly.
I mean, Dutch is right on the back of Brand now, but I think both of them aren't very happy on these tyres.
Yeah, you can see
Matt Cors,
coming. Sorry.
I was going to say, Matt Cors has closed a second on both of them.
I was about to point out, you can see in turn 4 when Dutch was hitting the brakes to come, obviously, to before the straight, that his back end was looking like it was trying to slide to the left a bit. So I do think these tyres are starting to, definitely starting to wear a little bit and maybe get overheated at the back. So I think that both of them will probably start to be struggling right now. I think Dirty Air definitely wasn't helping Dutch. He's nearly pulled out a second already. 12.7 tenths, I think.
About 12 seconds ahead. Dutch to Zach. Off the top of my head, I believe the Singapore pit stop is 25 seconds.
I want to say it's a 37 mile an hour pit lane in Singapore, isn't it?
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
In which case, I'm surprised we haven't seen anybody pinged for speeding in pit lane yet. It's a very awkward pit entry and pit exit around here.
Yeah, we saw a couple of drivers nearly bounce over that curb, just going a little bit wide, and obviously if you do bounce over that curb, that's going to be a 5-second stop go. So you've got to be really careful going into that pit lane.
Plexit's all over the back of Tomo.
And Tomo was catching Remco.
Considerably. The tyres as well.
Plexit's makes a lot of contact with the wall.
pitted onto those softs early are being caught about ½ a second a lap.
I was thinking it was a bit early to go on to the softs for Remco and Zach. That's what I think Dutch has done really well.
I mean, Matt Cause is faded away again. But Zach has pulled nearly a second on Remco since he got past. I don't know if Remco is struggling now with tyre wear.
The gap between Dutch and Zach doesn't seem to have been changing as much the past lap. He was about a couple minutes ago, I think it was Dutch was 11.9 seconds ahead, and it's only just about 12.1, 12.2. So I think Dutch has definitely seen a bit of drop off on his tyres. So he's really going to have his work cut out for him once he pits in, because he's going to have to catch right back up to there, Zach, and Zach's not going to make it easy to get past.
Got Tom Price in, come on Tomo, I believe that's House's on in the chat, so they're obviously quite close mates. Oh, Dana, you've got your phone next to your mic or something.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Just a little bit of feedback, it's fine. I just don't.
Is that
don't want
better?
to deafen the views. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Sorry about
Plex has got very close to Tomo into the hairpin, but a little bit of contact, but no
Yeah.
damage, I believe. So
that. That's what I've been on board with for the last lap or so. Just seeing what Plexus does with his 5 lap younger tyres.
With next year, Richard, this is thinking ahead a fair bit right now, we are only round 6 I think. With the front wing really being simplified, could this see a bit of change in momentum between drivers of who can deal with that change better? But it might mix up the order of the grid a little bit.
but it's
Would you-
probably interesting just to see what the new game offers us. I mean,
Probably not much.
probably not, it's called Masters.
But they're offering an incomplete game at launch, so that's a bit worrying. Which I put in the chat earlier, and somehow Tomo agrees with them releasing it unfinished, but that's a different topic. You've got Plex that's getting very, very close to the back of enjoying the airpin.
Tom
Yeah,
Price
Tomo's
makes a good
got
point.
down to-
It's looking
on
like
the
it might be a
chat.
three-way battle for P5.
Tom Price says Tomo needs that DRS from Remco, which he really does at this moment in time.
I mean, they are teammates. Are we going to see team orders with Remco struggling?
Interesting. I'm not too sure, because if there was going to be team orders, it might have happened a little earlier. Because it really does seem
Unless
like
Remco
Oh,
pits,
Dutch
I
is a
think
pit lane.
they're
Remco
going
is struggling. Here's another set of ultra softs, he's going to the end.
He has a fight on his hands tonight, ladies and
gonna
gentlemen.
He's going to be coming out about P9.
Behind the Renault.
He's going to be on the threat from P10, I think.
just
behind
behind
the
his
teammate.
Yeah, he's
teammate.
P10.
He's behind
Giant
Panda.
Panda.
P11. He's got a hell of a lot of work to do.
I mean, if anyone can do it, he's the man for the job. But
Zach
he's
just
still-
going past Matt Cause.
It's 13, 14 laps he's got to do on these tyres.
he has to be a one-man army. There's no
That's
one he
Ox
can
left.
rely on to help him.
Oh no, Ox has binned it in the tunnel. In the second tunnel, sorry. I think there's only
There's
one
too many
tunnel.
tunnels.
I mean, these soft runners have done 10 laps on their tyres, so they're going to be what? 20% worn now, you'd anticipate?
That gap
If not a
between
little bit
Cress
more.
and Chicken, sorry to interrupt, that gap between Cress and Chicken is starting to open up a bit. So the battle between the teammates is starting to die down a little bit. As Brandon gets himself a penalty. And Tomo's not much closer to Remco than he was the
Dutch
last
just
lap,
gets so much more grip on the exit of the hairpin. He should get past Pando, and he does.
yeah, it's a fairly straightforward move. He's on the back of his teammate now.
And team orders might
That's
come
all.
into play here.
I don't
Yeah, we
see
saw the-
CJ putting up a fight.
We saw these two working together in the last race, so I think he'd have start finish straight, if not before.
Oh, just made contact with the wall. It looked like a big bump, but I don't think any front wing's gone. Doesn't look like CJ's given a position.
Yeah, he didn't want to
Dutch
lose
had
too
to
much
just take it.
time because he is
Yeah.
battling Panda as well. Could we see
Dutch has
Remco
got a
pitting
3-second
something?
gap. I mean, the last time I checked, there was a 7-second gap between Brandon and whoever was behind him. There's now 8 seconds.
Can we just point out that Ravers did say, apparently, where you told us began, Ravers did say he has a godly setup for the tyres. He's run 14 laps on the Autosofts.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be able to go to the end. I think he might lean in the pit
Definitely
stop.
not, definitely not. But it is still fairly impressive. We haven't saw anyone run the Autos that long. So it was, the set does seem to be leaning more towards saving the tyres. I don't think it's going to be enough to help him fight Cat, so it's just going to be him, and unfortunately a lonely P13 for now. Not bringing the Williams team any points home, which is starting to harm me a little bit, because I am on the same team as him.
Dutch has caught the 3 seconds the chicken guy in a lap.
He is really closing in now.
The soft tyres just carry no pace whatsoever.
You talked about a one-man army a minute ago, Pagani. He's really starting to kill everybody right now. He's catching up a lot.
He is indeed. It's a case of, can he just catch them coming up with like 2 or 3 overtaking opportunities? I think if he gets stuck behind someone for a lap, then that might be in his charge.
Remco.
I'm looking at the gap to the leader right now, and Dutch, he's only 15.5 seconds off the lead, and that's Brandon. And I think he did say that it is a 25 second pit lane, or pit stop. So when these pit, it can look like Dutch might be out in front fairly comfortably. I mean, especially he's still going to be closing in now because his auto shots are very fresh, so I think Dutch has really put himself in a very good position right here. It looks like he might be able to take the fight for the win, but it's definitely looking like he'll be able to take the fight for the win.
I'm expecting Brandon and Matt Cause to pit, if not into this lap, then the next one. I mean, if they come out where Dutch came out, so behind Panda, then yeah, Dutch has made the right choice, hasn't he?
There's quite a train as well between Remco and Dutch. So wouldn't surprise me if we saw Dutch kind of decimate this train.
Brandon pit lane.
Matt Cause is staying out. They're staying out.
I mean, Zach said he did no practice for this race, but he's currently leading the order. So.
That was Tomo trying to go for a move on Matt. Matt wasn't making it easy into turn 1, nearly chopped Tomo's wing off. That was a little bit close.
I've been in a battle with Matt Cause. And yeah,
here comes Dutch as well, he's got DRS. See how much he gains.
So Tomo down the inside into P5. Listen, Matt's not giving these, trying to hang it around the outside. Some ambitious stuff. This is only letting Plagues it, this is only letting Dutch come more into play. This
Dutch needs to be careful here.
Up as well. Yeah, definitely. It's going to end his race.
Oh, there's a massive crash.
When that Plagues it and Matt Claus, they've crashed.
Plexus leaves.
That's Plexus left. That's Matt just trying to defend far too aggressively. It looks he's just trying to hold it around the outside, and then that's Plexus on the wall,
Dutch
unfortunately.
bit. But in a way that helps Dutch a lot more.
Can I have some new Div 1 teammates, please? But both of mine are quick this race. Yeah.
Tomo's got to do the best for his teammate here and hold up Dutch as much as he can.
I think it's going to be a bit hard to do that into turn 1. Dutch is really right at the back of him and he's got that DRS, so if Tomo's going to hold him up, he's going to have to do a bit of a dive, which I don't see him doing. He's just going to let him through.
There's nothing
not much
you
of
can
a
do
fight.
about that.
There's not, no, there's not.
There's 6 seconds between
gotta let
Dutch
him
and
through.
Zach. We've seen him get 3 seconds within a lap.
So there's a few laps and then Dutch could possibly be right on the back of them. It'll be a matter of moments until Dutch is trying to get past Remco. He's already gained about 3/10 in the last corner or two.
He is gunning for Remco now. Brief gap between Cress and Chicken Guy as usual.
There's not too much of a change between them two. They still seem to be following each other through. There's not much of an opportunity for the both of them to... Well, there's not much of an opportunity for Chicken Guy to try and get one on his teammates. Dutch is in now within DRS of Remco. So that's about 6/10 in a sector. Looks like it's going to be a lot more now as Dutch is coming into the final few corners of the lap. He's going to have DRS in a moment, so that's definitely going to help him get it down into turn 1.
Just a quick point. So Bran pitted from lap 21 on the softs. Well, Zach and Remco have already done 19 laps on their soft tyres and there's still 8 laps to go.
He
That's
could
a very
pit in
good
now and
point
take
that
the
you
ultras.
Here comes Dutch, DRS.
That's Brandon with the fastest lap. It's not gonna
Outside
do much
line.
for him, but
And it gets
yeah,
it
it's
done.
Not on Remco was already done there.
4 seconds the gap. Sorry, Danny.
I was going to say Remco isn't really fighting Dutch now, is he? I mean, Dutch is on a softer compound, much fresher. I mean, it just hold them both up.
Remco also knows he's got to pit in.
Yeah, he's much smarter just to run his own race, run at his own speed rather than try and run at someone else's speed.
So Plexits and Dutch were level on points, 68 points. With Plexits leaving, I don't believe he'll be getting any points tonight.
Well, Catamir
Will not be getting any points. Even if his ghost car finishes first, he won't get any points.
Catamir is only leading Makos by just over a second, and Makos is on the ultra soft. So see Makos up in P11 soon, and then possibly try and take the fight to Plexit to P10, possibly. We'll see what he can do.
So at the moment, Dutch will be getting 80 points ahead of Plexits. Obviously with Tico
Makos is
being
going for
missing,
Catamir.
that'll be
Close.
9, I believe 11 points. He'll get ahead of Tico as well.
What an absolute battle between Catamirs and Makos. We've got the hairpin and then the long straight. They've kept side by side throughout the next 3 corners, which they're hard enough to get through on your own, but to get through with another driver next to you, it's a good bit of driving from, and that's definitely, for Matt, it's going to be a little bit of redemption for that incident he had with, I believe it was Plexit not long ago. But Plexit has left. This game really doesn't like telling us whether the driver's left or not.
Wait, Plexit has left and also left the Discord, so I can't see him coming back. So
Oh, well. A career-ending incident, so it's looking like.
I mean, Chicken
I
Guy,
think he's just going to need time to chill.
yeah, Chicken Guy fell away from Crash, but in the last couple of laps on worn tyres, which Chicken Guy is very good at managing, he's pulled back onto the back of Crash. He's only half a second behind his teammate now.
Also known as Chicken Dude, who I'm going to try and get the creator of that name back in the commentary box ASAP. 1.1 second between Dutch and Zach.
We've got Brandon right on the back of CJ in the final sector. So there's going to be a move very quickly. Brandon's on the ultra soft and CJ is on the soft, so there's not going to be anything CJ can really do. He's just going to have to let him by, really.
I mean, if any of the Div 2 drivers are watching this race, like, just close your eyes so like only us three know what's happening, so we can go into the race tomorrow fresh, you know. Cheers, boys.
I think even with them having their eyes closed, I'm not going to do well tomorrow because I haven't done a lap of Singapore. Which I probably should have.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time now between Dutch and Zach, I believe.
Yeah. Well, Dutch, it's going to be either out of that hairpin or onto the start-finish straight. There's not many opportunities for him to get it done.
I mean, there's 6 laps left now. I'm surprised no one else is coming and pitted just to try and take advantage of a softer compound. While everyone's on 20 lap old softs. That's just fine.
Here comes Dutch then round the final corner.
So DRS wide open. See how Dutch very undecided where he was going to go for that move. And decides he's going to take it down the inside and he gets it through. So that is Dutch into P1. He's leading the race after
Zach spun that rear end up coming out of that turn 2, turn 3. He was right enough to keep it on the wall.
Do we think that's the race winning moment for Dutch?
I think so, yeah.
If Dutch can keep his pace to the end of the race, yes.
Yeah, if you can keep going, then yeah. But I don't think that the way the soft tyres look, and I don't think it's got anything on the ultra soft tyre right now.
I'm surprised a lot of people went for the straight to soft strategy.
Well, at least we know what we're doing tomorrow night.
Well, our Remco
I mean, no one
and
will
Zach
it'll rain. So.
gonna get towards the end of the race on these tyres.
It's going to be a stretch. I think you might just about be able to do it.
Well, Remco's got a penalty.
Second and a half.
I don't know about Tomo, but at the moment Tomo will jump Remco.
How much is he closing in by a lap, do you know?
Roughly it's about the same. It's varying from 2.8 to 2.9.
Well, Bran on his fresh ultra soft has just got past Chicken Guy for 6th place and is half a second behind Crash. Don't count Bran out of a podium just yet.
Yeah, with how slow the other guys are going on their really worn tyres.
So you got Brandon splitting the two bananas right now.
I mean,
He's trying to
yeah,
find his way past Chris.
bananas usually like to be split, but I mean, not that way.
That was the point I was trying to get at. Glad you caught on.
Yeah. Ran up the inside of Chris.
There's not much Chris can do. He's just got to give
No.
in. Otherwise, if he tries to fight too much, that's going to let his teammate have a pop on him. So it's definitely starting to quiet down a bit now. Dutch Tricks, he's extended his gap to 2.8 seconds.
As a member of the stewarding team, Pagani, that incident between Plexits and Matt Kors, I know you only saw like one view of it, but just seeing that, what would you kind of roughly have an idea of a penalty, as Cat is 9.6 seconds behind and Matt is in a point scoring position?
I mean, as an ex-member of the student team, it's been taken away. It's done by 3 separate members now.
Oh, right, okay.
But I've been a student before, but personally it was 50-50.
Do you feel
I
it could have
mean-
been avoided by both drivers, or?
Both of them.
I mean, Tomo had the overtake done clean. Lexus was just trying to be opportunistic, but Matt Cause had every right to still be on track. He can't disappear. So, I mean, if Lexus gave a bit more room on exit, don't know what might have happened. Hindsight, but
As an
I mean-
unbiased opinion, but definitely, I think I do agree with you, Pagani. I think it was 50-50. Because that's a corner that you can't really overtake her. And if you do, you're doing it at high risk. It's a high risk move.
Well, there
so at
was.
that point, yeah.
Sorry, Michael, go on.
So at that point, like you said, it is a high risk corner to make a move. I think it was Plexit and Mako, as you said, yeah.
yeah.
I think Plexit could have maybe backed off a little bit, because he did look like he was going a little. Looks like he wasn't getting as much turning as he wanted coming out. But then also Matt was trying to hang it around the outside, which is a bit unrealistic, a bit of an unrealistic way to defend that position. So I think there was both a way in which both drivers could have prevented that from happening. So I wouldn't put it down as a race. I don't know if it could go down as a racing incident or if it could just be 50-50.
I think, my opinion, it's a racing incident. I mean,
I
you go
wouldn't
side
put
by
anyone at
side
fault.
through you would expect the consequences. But in the meantime, Brand has caught up the Tomo.
He's right on the back of him. You'll
Yeah,
probably
indeed.
get him on the start finish straight. You'll have a lot more grip going through that final corner.
Tomo's done well, but I still think it's just a matter of time. Yeah, turn one.
Yeah. He's doing a good job
Yeah,
so
but-
far, Tom wins F1.
Able to break so much
P5.
better.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Brandon has a penalty, but Remco does.
I'll have a quick look. I'll give that a quick little look. So, Remco, one penalty. Yep, just one for Remco. Brandon has one penalty as well, so they're both equal. It depends on who has track position when he crossed the line at the end. So no one really has an advantage, but Tomo, I don't. Whether he does or doesn't have a penalty, it's not going to affect him because Brandon's got so much more pace than him. Even though Tomo does have one penalty, so yeah, there's no chance for Tomo, unfortunately, unless there's an incident in front.
Well, Brand has already pulled 1.6, 1.3 on Tomo, and is closing
Yeah.
rapidly on the back of Remco.
So it's going to be Tomo just settling for P5 right now.
It was
5
actually
seconds
on a
stop,
5 second
go,
stop.
wow.
I mean, it won't affect his position, but it seems a bit excessive for a corner cut.
Right, heading into the last lap then. Brandon behind Remco. 25 lap old tyres, soon to be 26. Can Remco hold off for one lap? I don't think he'll be able to going on to the second DRS straight. Here we go.
There's been a race long battle between Chicken Guy and Cress. The gap is still 5 tenths and there's 2 laps to go, so could we see one of the two getting punchy and trying to get
Around
the
the
move?
outside. Remco, can he defend it? He tries his best.
It's going to be the outside of the hairpin. Charles going to go for the switchback. That's going to be the outside of turn 6. Branson's
Oh,
not
Remco's got
been
a
able to get the gas
hell
down. He's
of a-
sliding a bit.
exit out of that corner then.
Did
It looks like
Brand
Branson
get the
struggled
legal
out of
overtake?
that.
I'm not sure. It did look that
There's
way.
no yellow flag.
technically outside of that curb is off the track?
Possibility. This is for the podium spot now as well. I've just noticed. This is interesting now.
Yeah.
So Remco's going to be fighting with Everett and he's gone. That's very close to the back for Brandon. And then he had a little bit of contact. He doesn't want that. I don't think the worn tyres and the dirty air's helping him because the back of the car starting to slide a bit.
Dutch coming around the final corner. Wins the
He's not
Singapore
left at all,
Grand Prix.
It's a lap early.
Still a lap to go, Dan. Still a lap to go.
I've sworn as well. It's gone
Do you know what that
horribly
reminds
wrong.
me of? Canada 2017
Ah,
with that model waving the flag early. Final lap.
I mean, I wouldn't call that a model, but still. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't.
Pagani. Body shaming right there, you know. On
Ah,
stream. Oh my god.
Dan can be an attack helicopter all he likes.
Gonna have to
All I
send
want
I'm gonna have
Gonna
to
have to
change my
send that to
gender
Warren.
to that now. After that,
Right, Bran on the back of Remco for the second time down the straight. Want to get the loop in before the
Round
braking
the
zone.
outside, he's gonna have him before the brakes.
yeah, there we
It's
go.
not much Remco could do.
Well, had the race finished when I said it did, then Remco would have finished on the podium.
I mean, we'll have Remco on the podium interviews, but I still don't think Zach has a mic yet, so you can tell him that you could have given him a podium, but...
That's going to be on the FTRL highlight reel of 2018.
I mean, Remco and
Definitely.
Tomo are being caught by both bananas. I mean, it's a bit late, but...
Well, Mercedes have had a very, very good second and third here, which brings a lot of points
Yeah.
for the constructors. Both Ferraris in the points as well, and Renault and Toro Rosso all doing very well. But Dutch now wins the Singapore Grand Prix.
Rivers slowed down because he didn't do an extra lap, and Dutch nearly clattered him over the line.
Imagine that for imagine that for a way to go out from a win.
And Crest jumps
So
up to
what-
fourth.
Jumps both Toro Rossos.
That's good job from Cress. This chicken guy is down into 7th. I think he was already in 7th.
Panda scoring 2
they were-
points in
he's
ninth.
jumped both Toro Rossos.
Matt Cole's finishing off the points.
A fairly decent comeback from him. He did have that incident which heavily dropped him outside the points, and he's managed to get back through and claim P10. So, not bad, not bad. We've got this cat coming through. He's weaving before the final corner.
Yeah.
He's happy to finish.
He was feeling better about his pace, but unfortunately just misses out on a point tonight.
You speak about that rejuvenation from last race. I think you might have jinxed him a little bit.
So, do it. Run and Remco in it.
What a win for Dutch.
So there
12.5
is
seconds
your
across the line.
final classification of the grid. Dutch, Zach, Brandon all on the podium. And then 4th and 5th we have Cress and Remco. 6th and 7th we have Tomo and Chicken Guy. 8th and 9th CJ and Panda. Finishing off the points is Matt Cause. And then the finishers are Cat and Ravers in P11 and 12. So about 5 retirements there.
Yes.
Dutch is happy.
Well, Dutch, thanks for giving me a strategy for tomorrow.
Well done, Dutch. That was exactly what you wanted. Not bad.
Can someone do me a favour and suggest Bran to the party, because I don't seem to have him as a friend.
I don't know.
I'll see if I have him. I'm not quite sure.
Oh, no, I
I
found
haven't
him.
now.
Cheers.
I was going to type his name up real quick.
Right, we'll just wait them. Oh, Bran is here, so everybody's here.
Right, that's everyone.
Don't know if you want to start off, Dan, or...
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah. Congratulations on your win, Dutch.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Talk us through that strategy? Was you going with 2 stops right from the start, or?
Yeah, in the practice lobbies I was already I wanted to do the 2-stop. It felt much quicker than the 1-stop, and yeah, and it worked out perfectly for me.
So, first win of the season.
Yeah, finally after 6 races, and a pole position, so that's very nice.
Tico and Plexit. Tico obviously didn't start. Plexit won't be classed as finishing. So you, I believe, will move up to second.
Yeah, closing the gap to Sek, and yeah, still trying to catch him because he's very consistent this season, so it will be hard, but the challenge is on.
The gap before this race was 11 points, and obviously you scored maximum. Is it 25 and 18? Is that the points we're doing this season, Pagani?
No, 20 and then
20.
18.
Oh, okay,
20,
right.
17 and then 15.
So yeah, you'll close it down by 3 points, so that'll be 8 points you're behind. Do you feel it's
No,
closable?
5
Five
points
even?
because the 2 qualifying points.
Alright. So I need to
Pole
read the
position
rules
gets another
basically.
2 points. Yeah.
Going into Japan, Germany, Austria, Bahrain, and then finally Abu Dhabi, do you think you can win this title and win 3 titles in
Yeah.
FTRL?
I hope so. Some tracks are not the best for me, but I still have some good pace on all the tracks, I think, and it will be fun and hard until the end of the season.
Was you talking to any of the drivers you was around while she was racing? So did you know their strategies and how old their tyres were?
Yeah, I practiced with Remco, Plexits and Physics before the race, and I knew Plexits and Physics were going to the ultra soft, to the softs, and I knew Remco was hyper soft to the softs, and I knew for myself the 2-stop was quicker for myself, and I had all the faith in it, and it worked out pretty well.
Well, congratulations on your win, and I wish you the very
Thank you,
best of luck in Japan next week.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Alright, it's my hang on. Remco, P3 today?
No, huh? Was it?
Was it?
I am P5, I think.
P5.
I don't know why I'm in this party.
Oh, okay, I don't know. The P3 on the road, anyhow. Although, man.
I think Brad got P3.
And they got
yeah,
P5
I was
for being
P3
off
as
the
well.
road.
Bran was on track P3, so.
You expect me to keep up? I'm only a commentator. Give me some room. Oh. Okay then. P5 today then.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, obviously it was a very long stint on those soft tyres. Was that always your game plan, or was it?
Yeah, it was like I've done this before, and it worked for me in the past. So I thought let's do this because I just couldn't manage the ultras or the hypers. So yeah, I couldn't do what Bran or Dutch did today. So I was hoping to get on the podium, or because I didn't even see Bran coming, to be honest. But he was just so fast behind me. I thought okay I can keep him behind me, and then we got into a battle in the second to last lap. He fair and square gave it back because probably he knew he was going to overtake me anyway, but so he did, and then I thought I got P4 in the back, and over the line I saw a crash with 45,000 of a second, which hurt my feelings, and I shouted some bad words, so, but okay. P5 is quite good result.
I mean, we've seen obviously miss a couple races. I mean, you can't practice as much now, but I mean, obviously you've still got the pace.
Now I must say that I'm
Obviously-
practicing a little bit more as of late, since there are tracks which I'm liking a lot. Next week is Japan. I've never done it before. It's not my favorite track, so I might practice a little bit less. But I've been practicing more than in the beginning, which is showing off now too. So yeah, it's going better and better.
I mean, a little bit further back than you'd probably like to be in the championship. Do you think that's gone now? Are you just trying to get as many points as possible for you, and just?
Yeah, I didn't really have championship aspirations since I missed one race and I didn't have a good Australia or China. So um, yeah, I'm just hoping to get most points out of every race and just see where I can be in the end. I'm hoping like a top 6, top 5 of his, but yeah, that would be nice.
Well, congrats on making the soft tire last as long as you did. I thought it was going to be a bit sketchy, but
Yeah, they were close. They were like 66% or something. I thought, yeah, that was fine.
congrats on a great drive again.
Yeah, thanks.
I thought on Michael to do. Brandon, you came third, really. No, you guys know what happened more than I did. So.
Yeah. So I'll start off with Dutch real quick. 12.5 seconds for the win, which is quite impressive. Your second stop you done, you were right behind the traffic. There was a lot of stuff going on. You really had to fight your way through the field to get that win. Were you taking an aggressive approach, or were you trying to be quick and careful? Because we saw the incidents where there was Tomo, Plexit, and Makos. Was your thoughts trying to get through these as quick as you can, or was it hang back, let what's going to happen, and then try and ease your way through?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the pace was pretty quick, and I came behind that group of Plexits and Madcores pretty quick, and then I saw Plexits going for opposite lines, and just the crash happened, and I was on the inside of Plexits because I had another line, and I could go past by pretty easily.
So you've done a very great job tonight, Dutch. Just want to give another congratulations, and hopefully we'll see if you can carry that over to, I believe it was Japan next race. So
Yes,
that was a
Japan.
very good job. So move on to Remco really quickly.
Oh,
As
again?
Rem,
Yeah.
yeah, well, you're lucky tonight. You can have
Yeah,
a third
thanks.
question fired at you. So the middle of the race, you were seeming to have a little bit of a battle with your teammate Tom and Plexit.
No,
Was
I didn't get into a battle with them. Well,
you're pretty close.
they were behind me, and then they never really went for a move. So I didn't really feel it was a battle. But yeah, after Matt course, then I got a gap. But I didn't really get into a fight with them.
So were you trying to were you feeling any type of pressure to try and keep in front, or were you just thinking, look, I have my own race, see what I can do, and let them do
Sorry,
what they're going to do?
What's your question?
Okay. So like,
I couldn't really hear you.
that's alright. I'm Scouse. So were you trying to push yourself to keep going further in front, or were you trying to take a more conservative approach, because you were trying to take those softs to the end? So what was your thought process when you had those two cars somewhat close to you?
So firstly, I was battling with Zach, and then I was also able to keep it in front. But then at one point he was too fast and he overtook me. And then Tomo and Plexus were coming like very fast behind me, and I was kind of maintaining the gap, trying to, and then I saw Matt Kors coming up, so I was pushing really hard. I also overheated my tires a little bit, but managed to overtake him because I had to in that lap, so I could make a gap with Tono and Plexits, which I did, and I was lucky that Matt Kors gave them a good fight, so I could get a gap of like 3 seconds. So. Yeah, thanks to Matt Course, it helped a lot, and I was always trying to go to the end. So, yeah, it all worked out well.
You did manage to drive a really good race, and obviously it was a bit unfortunate that you dropped down due to penalties, but you did a fantastic job to take the soft tyre as long as you did. Just want to give you congrats for that.
Yeah,
We'll move on to Brandon for the end of the interviews. So you took the same strategy as Dutch did. You done the 2-stop, I believe, and it seemed to have paid off well for you.
I
You
did
were
a
in.
1-stop.
You done a 1-stop? I'm pretty sure you done.
No, I
Alright
did
then.
softs to ultras.
I weren't paying enough attention, then I'm sorry. So I thought you two stopped it.
No,
It
it was
was-
on the soft for 21 laps near enough.
I didn't even notice. It's on the end of the race. You were definitely getting into some battles. You were definitely fighting Remco hard during the end. Was it? How was that feeling with a podium so close, but not going to be that easy to obtain?
Well, I had the faster, fresher tyres, so I knew it wouldn't be too difficult to get past him. I wasn't sure if he would put up a fight, knowing that I had better tyres, but he did. I tried to go around the outside, I think after the straight, but went off track and had to give it back, otherwise I would have got a penalty. And yeah, I just waited then again for the next time around, the next lap. It was a lot closer, and I was able to just get ahead before the braking zone. And yeah, I don't think he could fight it too hard with his tyres, to be honest.
So you've done a very good job to do the one stop tonight, so it was a great job you managed to get a good podium. So I'll just say well done, and we'll hand it back over to Dan.
Thank you, Michael. Well, congratulations to everyone who is and isn't here, who got on the podium, and everyone who scored points. Join us tomorrow, same place, same time, same channel. Can Lennon make it 3 wins in a row, or can Aaron break that duck and get his first win in 3 weeks? Join us tomorrow. Hope to see you there.